I think it's safe to say that Chinese cars are here to stay. But this specific car is one that I didn't know about. Hi guys, welcome back to Driven by Mahlati. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 GAC GS3 Emzoom 1.5T R-Style. That is quite a long name. But yeah, this one is wrapped in a color called Graphene Gray. That's also one that I've never had before, but it really looks interesting. It looks amazing in person, actually. But before we start the video, we'd like to thank our friends at Race View Motors in Alberton. So if you guys want to see some of the cars that they have, and if you want to get this specific one, just pay them a visit and see some of the cars that they have. So up front, you've got what JAC calls the Flying Mecha front face. A bold and aggressive grille that gives the car some serious presence. You know, it looks amazing, it feels good, it looks aggressive. Even the orange color, the three stripes, it just looks amazing, especially in person. You've also have the LED headlights. You know, they're very sharp too. They've got both high and low beams integrated, plus bright daytime running lights with 18 LEDs. So it's also great for visibility, and they add a touch of style. One thing that I also like is the door handles. They stay hidden until you walk up to the car and they just pop up. You know, it's a small flex. I think it's pretty dope. And then at the back, you have also a wing, which is something that is not too common on SUVs, but I think it's also pretty cool. It gives it a sporty touch. And I think that's one thing that I also like about this car. It's got sporty touches everywhere. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Down here, you've got the dual exhaust, and as you can see, they're actually real. And stay until the end of the video to check out how this car sounds. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. Now, when you step in the back, it's quite comfortable actually. You know, the seats are a mix of synthetic leather and fabric stitching, so it feels solid and easy to clean. You've got seat back pockets, rear air vents, and the center armrest with cup holders. There's actually plenty of legroom. For someone that's actually tall, you're going to sit very comfortably. So, and I mean, of course, it's an SUV, so it didn't disappoint on that. And then down here, you've got your gear selector. You know, it's not your old school long stick. It's a modern electric shifter. It's super simple. Right next to it, you've got your cup holders. They're actually very big, very modern. And then there's a center armrest, comfortable enough to rest your elbow, but it also opens up and gives you more storage space inside. So you can throw in your charger, your wallet, and some snacks in there, and you keep them hidden away. I think it's very cool. Now, you also have a push to start button, which is pretty common in today's cars, so it's nothing new. And then right in front of you is a digital instrument cluster, a combo of a 7-inch LCD and a second screen for extra information like fuel, speed, and safety alerts. We also have a 10.25-inch touch screen. You can also change your driving modes here. There's Eco that saves petrol, there's Comfort for normal everyday driving, and then there's Sport, which makes your car feel faster and a bit more responsive. It's as simple as that. It also supports wireless CarPlay, Android mirroring, rear cabin link. You also don't need to plug in your phone every single time you want to connect. You can also use Bluetooth to stream music, take calls, and use voice commands. Now, this is also something that you do not get in every car. You can open your panoramic sunroof through the infotainment system. So you just tap into the sunroof menu. You can either slide it open, tilt it, or even close the electric sunshade, all from here. I think that's one thing that is pretty cool. I haven't seen that in many cars. You also get this cockpit style layout. It shows you a live graphic of the car, and you can see things like which doors are open, tire pressures, and all those other informations. You can also go into the settings and change the ambient lighting. So inside of the car, it lights up with different colors, especially at night. It looks better then. So it gives the car that extra nice vibe while you're driving. I think it's pretty cool, man. It's got a 1.5-liter turbo petrol engine, 130 kilowatts, 270 Newton meters of torque, and they claim that it goes from 0 to 100 in 8 seconds. I think it's pretty decent, man. You know, it's not crazy fast, but for a car of its size, it moves pretty decent. It's definitely not slow. You also have a nice and clean looking aircon panel. It's physical, it's not on the screen, and I think that's one thing that I like. You know, it's nice to touch some stuff sometimes. It's pretty modern, it's okay. And then just below it, you also have a wireless charging pad. I never actually got to try it out, so I don't know whether it charges fast or what, so I can't really say much about it. Now, most Chinese cars don't sound great when it comes to the exhaust, but this one, guys, listen to this. This car has a bit of an attitude. I was not expecting it to sound like that. But anyway, so in the boot, you've got about 341 liters of space with the seats up, which is actually crazy. And with the seats down, you have 1,271 liters. Hey man, this is huge. And then underneath here, you've got a temporary space wheel. Not a full size, but it's still useful for emergencies, and it's tucked in neatly so it doesn't eat up your space in the main boot. So let's also talk about how much this car is actually going to cost you to own it every single month. So the current price is at 489,900 Rand. So if you're financing it at an interest rate of 10.75% over 72 months, which is 6 years, you're looking at a monthly installment of around 9,262 Rand, which is about 9,300 Rand. So insurance, of course, it's going to depend on your age, your area, and your driving history. But for a car like this, you're looking at about 1,800 Rand a month, give or take. So this car has a 50-liter tank, so it's going to cost you about 1,175 Rand to fill it up. That's one full tank. But let's just assume that you're going to fill it up twice in a month. So that's going to cost you about 2,350 Rand a month on fuel if you're going to do 2 full tanks. So to put it all together, the installment of this car, you're looking at 9,300, insurance 1,800, and petrol 2,350 if you're surviving on 2 full tanks. So the total monthly cost to own and run this car will be about 13,400 Rand every single month. What do you guys think of that price? Do you think it's reasonable or what? I personally think it's reasonable. I mean, it's definitely not cheap, but if this car is your style, then I think you should go for it. Now, what do I actually think about this car? Well, first off, the exhaust. I think that's one thing that stands out for me. For a compact SUV, I didn't expect it to sound that good. The exhausts are not fake. It's not trying too hard. I think that's actually great. The second, it's the tech inside. I think GAC really packed this thing with the features that just make driving easier and more enjoyable. Now, on the flip side, one thing that I'm not too sure about is the seat material. Now, don't get me wrong, this is very comfortable, But I personally feel like I would have liked, full leather on this R-Style trim just to give it an extra premium feel, but otherwise not too bad. And also, GAC is still new in South Africa, so not many people know about the brand. So if you're the kind of person who cares a lot about the resale value or the name brand, that might be something that you need to consider before you get this car. But overall, for the price, the power, the features, and how it looks, I'd give this car a solid 8 out of 10. It's unique, it's well-specced, and it's a refreshing option in a market that's usually full of the same old things. So yeah, man, that's my take on the GAC GS3 Emzoom R-Style. It's a solid 8 out of 10 from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you drive one or would you go for something else? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. There's more car reviews coming soon. And if you have a car that you'd like me to review, just drop the name in the comments. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.